Hi guys and welcome back to another .race video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 21. Time for round 10 of our MotoGP World Championship career mode, and it's now time for Sachsenring in the German GP. So starting in pole position is Jack Miller with Grant and Quartararo on the front row, Zarco, Vinales and Morbidelli on the second, Miguel Oliveira, Marquez, Rossi, Espargaro, Lackawanna, Martin, Mir, Espargaro, Rins, Savadori, Petrucci, Marquez, Nakagami, Bagnaia, Marini, Bastianini and Brad Binder at the back of the grid. So here we go, front row, round 10, Sachsenring, and away we go! It's a good start on board the Aprilia, but not as good as Jack Miller. Look at the start from Johan Zarco, flying past us from the second row. He's now up into second position, third position, just going around the outside. Johan Zarco, as Zarco touches the inside of the Aprilia RSGP there, still rubbing against me there, but we just push him off just a little bit as Jack Miller got the whole shot. Exactly what you need to be doing when you take the whole pole position. You get the whole shot and try and lead from the front and try and take victory in the best way possible. But power setting 3 for this first initial lap until probably halfway, and I'll try and reduce it down to power setting 2. Power setting 3 with some of these tighter corners is very difficult to bring on the power smoothly. We're into the left-hander for turn 7, trailing in behind Jack Miller. I just made a mistake on the gears there as we go into the left-hander just underneath the Liqui Moly sign for turn 8. Getting on to the outside, getting close to the rumble strip. We've seen Jack Miller actually position himself on the rumble strip there just to chuck the bike in. We've managed to close in somewhat, but in the qualifying session just 4 hours ago, this part of the section was the worst of our sort of track experience. We were struggling quite a lot, but what a great start for Jack Miller, what a great start for Grant, and what a great start for Fabio Quartararo. It's literally as you were, but what has happened behind? Rossi and Morbidelli both crashing out down at the bottom of the hill of the waterfall section. Both of them out of this Grand Prix in just one lap. What a devastating result for Rossi, as that was one of his best qualifyings of this season, as Quartararo now to try and get ahead of us. Didn't manage it as we go very, very late on the brakes there. And look how well we've closed in on Jack Miller. Just going into turn 1, you can see the change of bike that we have now. And if you didn't watch the qualifying session, I'm going to update you now. After the Catalonia test, we did change. I'm going to have to get back to this in a second. Actually, we're already ahead of Jack Miller. What a move up at the inside. Grant is now leading this German GP. Now, let me remind you, we've never won here in Sachsenring. The best place we finished is second place after we were beaten by Andrea Mino to the death in the final corner just 2 seasons ago. But what I was going to mention is at the end of the Catalonia test, we did change to Package B, and Package B gave this motorcycle a different sort of feeling and sort of manoeuvrability that the Package A just could not offer. So this is paying wonders right now. We were very close to getting onto the pole position, but unfortunately beaten at the death by Jack Miller. And there is Jack Miller getting up on the inside in our worst sector. We don't have the same amount of oomph or gumption as Jack Miller does on board his Ducati compared to this Italian motorcycle, the Aprilia RSGP. There's been a crash further behind. Alex Marquez has just met his demise in that corner as well. As we get into the left-hand side now for the Queckenberg. Second lap will be complete in a moment's time as we are trailing Jack Miller. Power setting 2 enabled, not even going for power setting 3. I don't even think we need it, as we're going to be braking very hard going into turn 1 around the outside. Have we got this motorcycle stopped? It's going to be tight. Yes, we've got it done. Brilliant stuff there from Grant. We are superior going into the first corner of this Sachsenring Grand Prix. Not so much in the third split and fourth split. We do lose a bit of time. So I guess it's all about developing the advantage here. This is going to be very similar to the likes of the Miguel Oliveira Marquez battle we've seen in real life here. Miguel Oliveira quickest in the first couple of sectors, or at least I think it was the other way around. Marquez was dominant in the first couple of sectors, then Miguel Oliveira would just pinch it all back in the last part. It's going to be very, very much the same job here. We're just going to have to try and hold on as much as we can, but already into 3 laps we're leading this Grand Prix. We've made a little bit of a mistake there, just touching the inside of the rumble strip. Be careful on the apex as we make another mistake there. The pressure is mounting for this man on your screen right now, as Jack Miller is about 10th and a half behind us. He's going to be very close. We'll probably have a lunge going into the corner here for the downhill of the section as we go into the left-hand side now for section curve turn 12. He is right there. In fact, it's actually Fabio Quartararo, the Frenchman, trying to get back up on the inside of Jack Miller to reclaim second position, to now try and chase us down, I guess. Try and fight us to the death to try and take victory here in this German GP. Full acceleration across the line. Fabio Quartararo, there he is on your screen. You just see him at the bottom of the picture, as he'll probably try and outbrake us going into turn 1, but we are far too superior on the brakes in turn 1. And I'm just looking at the graphic in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen there. What on earth has gone on there? There are so many riders just so far behind that this is just unbelievable. there's a rider which effectively could be lapped if he's not careful, because he's not that far away from us up the road there. You can see just in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. No idea what has happened in this Sachsenring Grand Prix as of yet, but Joan Mir, the world champion, of course, in 6th position, is the fastest man on track right now, so you better believe he's going to try and make his way through on those Pramac Ducati riders of Jorge Martin and Johan Zarco. And I tell you what, if Joan Mir could help me out there and just take away those positions from Johan Zarco, I would be very, very grateful if Joan Mir wouldn't mind just helping me out, because I'd love to come for his crown. And you know what? I don't know if he'd rather have Zarco take it or me, but I don't think he wants anyone to take it. But you better believe we're going to give it 120%, as just like the AI difficulties, we just make a mistake there on the exit of that corner. Fabio Quartararo, he's taken over at the front. Beautiful manoeuvre that man from the man on board the Yamaha. We'll try and retaliate going into the final corner, but not close enough for the Queckenberg. Quartararo leads, but for how long? Beautiful exit there. We're going to get up some massive speed, get in behind the slipstream of Fabio Quartararo, get ready for the brakes, and we've got to hit it hard. Can we get inside? Fabio Quartararo too strong, but he's ran it wide. Quartararo ran it wide a little bit, and we're just taking advantage. Grant back into the lead once again. Lap 5 has now been reclaimed by the man on your picture right now. Down by 1/10 of a second in the first sector, but those lap times aren't too bad. We have improved on the previous couple of lap times, and then of course the last one, a little bit of a mistake after messing up against Fabio Quartararo. We did make a few errors on that previous lap. Left-hand side for this next couple of corners coming up. Of course, many left-hand corners in this one, and in 2 of the left corners we did make mistakes. On the rumble strip we go for turn 7, going into turn 8 now for the left-hander. Didn't touch the apex that time. That is a much more of a relief compared to the previous time. Now going into the left-hand side, once again, be careful on the exit there, because if you do touch the apex on that one, or at least the rumble strip on the right-hand side, is Fabio Quartararo diving up in the inside with reckless abandon. We'll try and get him back going into the next corner. Beautiful retaliation. Grant back into the lead. Is he going to hold it though? Fabio Quartararo with the outside line. Not quite. We do manage to hold on to first position, but for how much longer? What a battle this is brewing to be now. As Quartararo around the outside in the final corner. Are you serious? Oh my goodness. That was absolutely brilliant, as Jack Miller now is trying to make his presence known, trying to get up at the inside of Grant. Will he be strong enough going into turn 1? Quartararo's ran it deep once again. Grant again, unbelievable on the brakes going into the first corner. Got the job done once again, and I tell you what it is, there's so much tyre life on that right-hand side of the tyre that I'm able to just chuck it in, and with this bike being more stable, with way more reactivity, it is a much more enjoyable motorcycle to use. It is brilliant for this track. I honestly can't believe we've even managed with Package A comparing it to Package B. Of course, this is just one Grand Prix, so who knows what's going to happen for the rest of the season. But as far as I'm concerned right now, definitely the correct choice. We did well in Catalonia anyway, but if we had this package, potentially we could have qualified and won the race, or who knows. But we don't do if, whats and maybes on this channel. We deal with the facts, and right now the fact is that we are leading right now in this German GP and have a wonderful chance of taking our 2nd Grand Prix victory in the best class in motorcycle racing in the entire world, as Maverick Vinales has just gone down, which is annoying because he was going to take a potential couple of points away from Johan Zarco. But look at the man on your left hand side of your screen right now. He qualified terribly, but Marc Marquez, the king of the Sachsenring, is here in the top 8 positions. Jorge Martin in 5th. He's ahead of Johan Zarco, which is wonderful news for us, but I'm not paying attention. We need to stay in, to have a little look on the right side to make sure Quartararo's not there, but we're still superior on the brakes, even though we made a mistake going into the first corner. We made another mistake there going into turn 2. Just have to calm down a little bit, get back into the rhythm, get back into the groove, and focus on what we're doing here, because we have a wonderful chance of taking a victory in this German GP. Of course, I've never won here in Sachsenring, so this is a special one for us. And of course, when we won in Le Mans, spoiler alert if you didn't see Le Mans, I apologise, we've won in all 3 classes. Moto 3, Moto 2 and in MotoGP, so that's how important it is. We try and break this jinx of only being able to win in tracks we've won at before. If we can do it here today, then I'm going to be a very happy man. I tell you what, I'm going to go and treat myself to a venison burger if we win. Got them in the fridge. But anyway, back to the actual racing at hand, because Fabio Quartararo is 1/10 of a second behind us, and we have to, well, we have to make sure we're ahead of him by turn 1. I do feel confident knowing that if he does get past, we can retaliate into turn 1 pretty much every time. But there might be a case where, you know what, maybe I can't just retaliate this time. Who knows what's going to happen? As Quattararo is, I could hear him. He's in the right-hand side of my Astro A50's headset, and he is just completely annoying. It's like a bug buzzing away. It is so scary knowing that Fabio is right there, and he is putting some serious amount of pressure on us right now. Of course, we have shared the podium with Fabio Quattararo before. We've shared the actual front row with Fabio Quattararo before, because of course he's pinched it away from me in Le Mans, which I'm still a little bit bitter about, because he only beat me by about 34,000th of a second. But however, right now, doesn't really matter. We had one of our best qualifying. In fact, it was we've matched the best qualifying we've ever done in Sachsenring just 4 hours ago. We've matched qualifying in general for MotoGP. It's certainly our weakest areas. We've run it wide going in turn 8. Fabio Quattararo has retaken the lead. Yamaha leads from Aprilia and Ducati with Suzuki in 4th place. Look at the 4 manufacturers. We just need KTM up there as well, and we'll have all of them together battling out, jostling for position as we get ourselves a track limit warning for taking the mickey in that corner there. That was quite ridiculous how much we took advantage of the green there. I don't even mind if we got a further penalty, but for the time being, Quattararo, how is your nerve, mate? How's your bottle? You know I'm going to go for the lunge going into turn 1, so Fabio, what can you do, mate? We're coming. I'm in the slipstream, power setting 3 for a brief moment. Hard on the brakes as you end of the Liqui Moly sign. And here we go, going into turn 1. Quattararo had to pick it up again. We are so good going into the first corner. Either we are so good, or the AI is not so much. Probably the former, because I'd like to think, with my ego intact, I'd like to think that we're just that much better going into the first corner. But a mistake has been made before, Amiga. Quattararo retakes the lead, but Grant fights back again. Oh, this is tense. I cannot make mistakes again. I am struggling with the tyre wear there, I won't lie, ladies and gentlemen. This is getting rather tough for me to move into those left-handers. It's just not stopping the motorcycle now. The caveat of the new Package B was that reduced tyre life was no longer a thing. We are going to have less of a longevity in the sense of the tyres. There's going to be more degradation as Quattararo dives over the inside. Didn't even let me finish my sentence. We have now lost position in the worst possible spot. We have to fight back here going into the downhill section. End of the waterfall, hit on the brakes and turn it into the left-hander of the Saxon curve. And Jack Miller just touched the rear tyre. I just felt the motorcycle move a little bit, but now we're going into the brakes. We have to recompose once again, get onto the left-hand side behind Fabio Quattararo and give it everything we've got. And am I right in assuming that this is a battle for about 4 or 5 riders? I don't really want to have a look behind me, but the graphic is depicting there's only a couple of riders right now in contention for the victory. Look at us getting out of shape going into turn 1. What a move on the brakes. I did not think that Quattararo was going to yield the position. Oh, Quattararo's gone down. Carnage. Miller's down as well. Absolute carnage, ladies and gentlemen. Carnage on the penultimate lap. Oh, my God. Mir Marquez is down as well. Oh, what on earth has just gone on? What on earth has just happened, ladies and gentlemen, on this penultimate lap? Carnage has been ensued. Quattararo down, Miller down, Marquez down, Mir down. What on earth is going on? Quattararo's back up to 4th place. What is going on? This is unbelievable. And now we're in a completely open position to take the victory. Johan Zarco's in 7th. Oh, we have a great chance of taking some serious points away from Johan Zarco as long as we stay on top of this motorcycle and finish the Grand Prix. What a race as this has been so far. Probably the best of the season. Absolutely insane as we're now into 1st position. We have a 0.2 of a second buffer to Jorge Martin. Now, he has closed in pretty quickly. We did lose 0.3 of a second there. Have I just accelerated a little bit too early there? Hopefully not. Across the line we will go, and this will be the final lap of the Grand Prix. German GP, God bless you. This has been extremely exciting and very wild to say the least. But look at the positions. Morbidelli and Rossi were down in the first lap. They are now up into 5th and 6th position respectively. This is unbelievable. Absolutely ridiculous. We have 3 bikes on the podium right now from different manufacturers. Grant with the Aprilia, Martin with Ducati, and Rins on board the Suzuki. It'd be great to see Alex Rins fighting up there as well with the best of them up in the sharp end. We have a lot of power setting 3 to use if we need it. Plenty of fuel, plenty of power, but it's all about finishing strong now. I think we've got this one in the bag. Half a second gap for us. We've got this one as long as we stay on board the motorcycle. Nice and tight to the apex there. Bring on the power. Bring on the acceleration. Power setting 3 has been enabled. We need everything we can get. Left-hand side will go for turn 10. Only a couple more corners now to go, ladies and gentlemen. And this will be our second victory in the MotoGP class. Absolutely wonderful. Crazy race, a lot of battles, and just a lot of excitement as well, but we ran a little bit wide going into the Saxon curve. It's a tenth of a second, Jorge Martin. Have I just fumbled this? No way. Hard on the brakes will go for the final corner of the Saxon curve. Nice and tight to the apex, and bring on the power, and Grant is going to take victory here in Germany. Amazing, amazing race. So how about that one then, guys? Only 3 people finished within 0.3 of a second, and the rest all 15 seconds and beyond behind us. Grant wins against Martin and Alex Rins for the podium. Victory number 2 for the man on board the Aprilia. So let's have a look, see what that's done for the championship, and we are now only trailed by 27 championship points. Pecco Bagnaia down to 58, Quartararo down to 65, but Grant and Zarco, this is heating up rather nicely. A look at the team championship now. Pramac Racing Ducati still at the top positions, but with now Aprilia Racing Team Gresini in second with 38 points, just 1 point ahead of Ducati Lenovo Team. No surprises here in the Constructors' Championship. Ducati still dominate the way by 60 points ahead of Aprilia, and of course a further 8 points ahead of Yamaha in third position. Ladies and gentlemen, what a sight to see, what a sight to behold. The Aprilia in Part Ferme once again after another victory this season. We didn't think the victories were going to come at all this season, but it's taken us 9 rounds in for 2 victories and a couple of podiums either way, and 2 front row starts. What a season this has been. Fantastic race all the way through it. Quartararo Miller definitely deserved the podium as well, but after carnage happened into the left-hander before the right-hander for Amiga, absolutely unbelievable. But what a result for us. I'm so pleased with the result, how somehow we managed to get the job done, and somehow we're second place in the championship and just trailing by 27 points. So guys, as always, thank you very much for watching the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment and subscribe because it will really help out the channel. Hit the notification bell to be alerted to every single Dot Trace upload. And upon that note, guys, I will leave you with the rest of the celebration. Thank you for watching, and ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more Dot Trace content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single Dr. Ace video.